Hello students, moving on further to the portions of module 3, we shall start with the analysis of simple AC circuits. In this lecture 7, I'll be discussing mainly the AC through purely resistive circuit. In further lectures, AC through purely inductive and capacitive circuits will be discussed. So moving on to AC through purely resistive circuits. During the DC circuits, the only behavior a circuit shown was resistive in nature. We never had a reactance term in DC circuits. But when we move on to an AC circuit, the circuit may behave as purely resistive or purely inductive or purely capacitive, or maybe combinations of resistance and inductance, or resistance and capacitance, or maybe the combination of three: resistance, inductance and capacitance. So we need to learn how the resistive behavior or the loads that is having resistive nature, for example those loads which doesn't move, meaning the lamp or light loads, how they behave when they are connected across an AC supply. That is what we are going to deal in this AC through purely resistive circuit. Consider the circuit diagram. Here the load connected is resistance R alone. This resistance R is connected across an AC supply whose instantaneous value V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Since there is a AC voltage source, obviously a current I will be circulating through this circuit. Now the voltage across this resistance is denoted as VR. Now look at the second waveform diagram. In a purely resistive network, the voltage and current, they are in phase, which means the voltage and current starts at the same instant, that is origin. Both of them reaches their maximum value or peak value at the same instant, that is pi by 2 or 90 degree. Again it comes to the zeroth value in the same instant at pi. Again it moves the same way in the negative cycle also. The magnitude of voltage and current, that may differ. The peak value of voltage is Vm and the peak value of current is Im. Obviously the value of current will be less than the value of voltage, because it is from this voltage source the current is generated. Now we have considered a circuit that is containing pure ohmic resistor. Ohmic resistor meaning there is no inductive behavior or nature. So the potential difference or the ohmic drop between any 2 points will be given by the basic Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, where V is the applied voltage to overcome this ohmic voltage drop, R is the ohmic resistance, and I is the instantaneous current. Now if you look at the phasor diagram, you may see that since it is in phase in nature, both the current IR and voltage VR, they lie in same phase. The magnitude is definitely different. VR is a bit longer than IR. That is indicating that magnitude VR is greater than IR, but both of them are in phase, meaning there is no phase difference. So therefore the power factor of a purely resistive circuit, that is cos phi, is 1. The power factor is actually the cosine of the angle between the voltage and current. Here there is no angle difference between voltage and current as both of them are in phase. There is no phi here. Phi is 0. So cos 0 is 1. So the power factor of a purely resistive circuit is always 1 for a purely resistive circuit. Now for an AC circuit, we know that instantaneous value of the voltage V is equal to Vm sin theta, where theta is omega t. So you may write it as V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Therefore, Vm sin omega t is equal to IR. Now if you bring this resistance R towards the left hand side, you may get the current I is equal to V by R, that is Vm sin omega t divided by R. Vm and R, they are constant values. So Vm divided by R is nothing but Im, the maximum value of current. So if you substitute Vm divided by R as Im, you will get the instantaneous value of current I is equal to Im sin omega t. Now you get the maximum value of current Im is equal to Vm by R when the current is maximum at the condition omega t is equal to 90 degree. That is sin omega t will become 1. That is how you get Im is equal to Vm divided by R. Now in order to convert this maximum values into RMS value, the equation of RMS is equal to maximum value divided by root 2 that we have already learned in the previous lectures. So IRMS you may obtain by dividing Im divided by square root 2, and VRMS you can obtain by dividing Vm by square root 2. So thus by dividing that equation by square root of 2 on both sides, we get IRMS is equal to VRMS divided by R. Now impedance of such a circuit. In AC circuit, we always say about the impedance of a network. It is not merely the resistance can happen in an AC circuit. So impedance is said to be a combination of resistance and reactance. But in this particular case, purely resistive circuit, there is no reactance, there will be only resistance. Therefore, the impedance of the network Z will be equal to R plus J0. J0 term or Jth term will be the reactance term. Here there is no reactance, only resistance, therefore Z will be equal to R ohm. Now let's see what is the power in a purely resistive circuit. In this waveform, three alternating quantities are shown. The blue color sine wave is a voltage. The red color sine wave is a current. And the one in the magenta is shown is the power. You may see that power is actually the product of voltage and current. Now look at the positive half cycle 0 to pi theta. There the voltage and current, both of them are in positive value. So positive into positive, it will be giving a positive power. That is why the power is in the positive half cycle with a greater magnitude than voltage and current. Now look at the negative half cycle, pi to 2 pi. both current and voltage are in negative half. Again, power being the combination of voltage and current, negative voltage into negative current will be giving a positive power. Therefore, the power waveform comes in the positive half cycle. So you may see that the power waveform is somewhat like a fully rectified output waveform. The instantaneous power P is equal to instantaneous value of voltage into instantaneous value of current. P is equal to therefore Vm sin omega t into Im sin omega t. So you just open the bracket, do the multiplication, you get it as Vm by root 2 Im by root 2 into 1 minus cos 2 omega t. Again open the bracket, so you get it as Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2 minus Vm by root 2 Im by root 2 cos 2 omega t. So you may see that the instantaneous power at any instant consists of two parts. The first part is a constant part, that is Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2. And the second part is known as the fluctuating part, that is Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2 into cos 2 omega t. Since the power is a scalar quantity, we have to consider only the average power. Now, the average value of a double frequency component, that is Vm Im cos 2 omega t divided by 2, is 0 over a complete cycle. Therefore, the power absorbed will be the average of the curve P. That is nothing but Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2, or you may say it as Vm Im divided by 2. Vm by root 2 is nothing but Vrms, Im by root 2 is Irms. So you may say that the power in a purely resistive network will be Vrms Irms watts, or simply Vi watts. The power in a purely resistive circuit is positive at all instants. That is, power in a purely resistive AC circuit is never zero. This means that power is always absorbed in a resistive circuit, and the same is dissipated as heat. So now let's see a tutorial question for a purely resistive network. The question says, a resistance of 50 ohm is connected across a supply voltage V is equal to 50 sin 314t. Calculate the power dissipated in the resistor. So V is equal to 50 sin 314t is nothing but V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So 50 is the Vm and 314 is the omega. In the question, the resistance value is given as 50 ohm. So the equation for the maximum value of current Im is equal to Vm by R, that is 50 divided by 50, which gives 1 ampere. And the power equation for a purely resistive network, it was Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2, or Vrms into Irms. So the equation become 50 into 1 divided by 2, that is 25 watts.